What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamily? JamiroFan 2000 here with yet another episode of JamiroFan Talks About. This, of course, has been my recurring discussion series of nearly 10 years here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel, looking at the past, present, and future of Jamiroquai and their now over 30 years of musical and influential making. And this episode is going to be doing yet another at least monthly update on where the heck what's happening with Jamiroquai Album 9, and I know many people who have been watching my content for many years here on my channel or have been following my social media know how much of a pretty much long wait this has been for Jamiroquai Album 9, but I just recently got a few little tidbits of updates, at least for the latter part of February of 2026, so consider this an update for February 22nd of 2026 concerning Jamiroquai Album 9, and also the kind of touched on Rarities Jamiroquai campaign that was supposed to start at the beginning of 2026, but looks like it might have been pushed back a little bit, but I don't want to get a little ahead of myself in this episode of JamiroFan Talks About. But I did happen to put out a bit of a little graphic with these little tidbits of information, and of course some of my speculative revisements on when Jamiroquai's first single from Jamiroquai Album 9 will be coming out and when the album might be coming out. So let's break these down. The first one goes as follows. The 9th Jamiroquai Album residual recording sessions, which have been happening since the band returned from holidays 2025 break in early January through February of 2026 at Chillington Studios, is winding down soon. No finished date was provided to me, but final mixing in concert with the aforementioned recording sessions has been happening. Now, some of that final mixing has been seen on video on Jamiroquai HQ's sporadic studio updates. So it's good to see that they're kind of multitasking right now to get these residual recording sessions done, and we've seen additional instrumentation added to some songs. I mean, I did recently put up a montage of 5 videos from Jamiroquai HQ's social media. Massive thank you to them for providing that footage of them literally adding a lot to Shadow in the Night, or at least a recording of what might be the studio version of them adding a saxophone solo, which is going to be awesome because we brass-centric members of the Jamily really do like that. But it's really cool to see that the main recording is finally winding down. We can finally get this final mixing done, and then we can get this album to come out sometime, hopefully very soon. But let me move on to the next bullet point on my update. In regards to the recently discussed Jamiroquai Rarities Album campaign that was supposed to start via music streaming platforms in early 2026, that has been sadly pushed back to release sometime after the 9th Jamiroquai album is released. Now, yeah, this bit of a Jamiroquai Rarities on social media goes all the way back to nearly 2021 when they tried to do this campaign originally with some of the leftovers from Rock the Slide Star, but all they did was give us Now We Are Alone on YouTube, no other place. But this new campaign appears is going to be more centric towards music streaming, or at least released via the official artist's music streaming presence on these platforms. So kind of stinks that it's going to be pushed back, but they got a lot. Jamiroquai has a lot going on right now, so it's kind of understandable that some things have to go into the back burner to accommodate whatever they have planned to finally get Jamiroquai Album 9 into some fruition and for the album to come out. Sorry there, had a little bit of technical difficulties, but let's get back into this episode JamiroFan Talks About. Like I said, I'm up to number 3 on my bullet points for my February 22nd, 2026 update about Jamiroquai Album 9 and the Rarities Album update. Now, finally, to note, speculatively speaking, I've had to revise my release dates, at least in my own mind, from my own opinion, on when the first single and the 9th Jamiroquai album will be coming out. The first single from Jamiroquai Album 9 is looking at a possible early spring to summer release, sometime between maybe March to May of 2026. And given that Jamiroquai has a history of having their first single come out 2 months prior to the album release, in regards to the 9th Jamiroquai album, it looks like the 9th Jamiroquai album itself might be out by early summer of 2026, and that time frame could be somewhere between May to June of 2026, and it would make a lot of sense in the world that this 9th Jamiroquai album would coincidentally come out at the beginning, somewhere a few weeks prior to the beginning of the European Summer Festival Tour, which I've talked about here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel, which is going to be happening at the end of June of 2026, which would be a 9 tour date segment of already 3 possible planned tour legs for Jamiroquai's 2026 itinerary for their touring to most likely support Jamiroquai Album 9. But that's what it looks like right now at least in my opinion, for when the first single might be coming out and when the album will be coming out. As for more studio updates, those have been coming out with a lot of fluidity throughout the first 2 months of 2026. So I expect Jamiroquai to be definitely JK and the guys and the ladies at Chillington to be sending us more updates via Jamiroquai HQ official social media and, of course, the respective band members' social media. And I will do my due diligence to bring you all that information and those updates as they become available on my social media and here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. But again, I want to articulate a big thank you to everybody in the online family for their constant patience through this very, very long, lengthy process of Jamiroquai getting this 9th album done. And you know how much of a perfectionist JK and the guys are in Jamiroquai, so they want to make sure that this album is great. And of course, they kind of characterize it as making a cake, so they're still putting on the frosting, they're going to put on the cherry, and then once the album is ready to be eaten, or should I say consumed, it will be coming out in due time. But if any other major updates come down the pipeline to me, I'll be sure to pass them here on future videos here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. But as always, this is JamiroFan 2000. Thank you again for watching this episode of JamiroFan Talks About. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe and ding the bell on your YouTube. Stay up to date on all the latest new content coming to the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel as we roll out of February into early March of 2026. But as always, this is JamiroFan 2000, and I'll see you again really soon with more Jamiroquai related content here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. Bye bye, everybody. Take care. Again, massive thank you to everybody for all the birthday greetings.